Hi, I am Flash. Thank you all for being here. Playing games can bring happiness, but making games can be just as enjoyable. Let's experience the game programming. Web games are no stranger to you, although it is now the era of mobile games for all people. But I have to say that the market of web games is still not to be underestimated. Let's try to make a game screen on Vue project. After installing the Vue Starter project, open a browser and preview the screen. If there is no accident, you should be able to see this view. Want to develop games on the web? You need to deal with sound effects, RD or 3D graphics, input and touch events. We can use the Phaser game framework to help us solve the above problems. Phaser is a RD game framework for creating HTML5 games on desktop and mobile devices. I have previously used this framework to develop several games, and the development experience was not bad. The Phaser game framework creates a canvas control at startup. So we have to tell Phaser to put the canvas somewhere inside the view. Create a Phaser view component, and then define a ref to bind the HTML element. Phaser provides scene object. There are different scenes in each game. For example, the title scene at the beginning of the game, the scene during the game, or the scene at the end of the game, etc. The scene object is used to describe a game scene. We define the component to provide scene array properties to the outside. When Phaser is activated, a configuration setting is required. Modify the app view file. Place the Phaser view component here. The main life cycle of each scene is preload, create, update. Preload with images, sound clips, etc. The create function creates objects after the preload is completed. Update is used to process the screen differently. These pictures are a few of the free material found on the internet. We do not package game images, so we put them under the public folder. The size of these found pictures are not fixed. Usually, the size of the game pieces will be standardized according to the blueprint size of the game design. We will demonstrate how to handle the image size later. We load the ground material in the preload. Create game objects in Create, such as image group objects. Let's try and see the results. Here the console informs us that there is an exception error in the program. As you can see, this ground image is very large. Let's try to make this image smaller. Phaser presets the anchor point of all pictures at the center. We make many copies of the ground picture. Make the game world look like the ground is very long. We can also combine one or more images into sprite object. For example, this creates a rocket object and inherits the sprite. We want the game world to be like the real world with gravity. The rocket will fall in mid-air due to gravity. By setting xy velocity, acceleration simulates the acceleration of gravity. The larger the number, the faster. Bounce is used to set the bounce value of the collision. Well, we saw a huge rocket fall. The size of the rocket looks good, but the rocket went through the ground. This is not the effect we want. Strange, what is wrong with it? Oh, it's a ground object. We've changed the image size on this side. But the collision detection mechanism is not updated with that. So we need to add refresh here. The rocket was crooked, and we kept it perpendicular to the ground. Now let's add flame to the rocket. Likewise, we have added flame sprite object to it. Adjust the size and angle of the flame. Let's try to make the flames follow the rocket. About the animation object position setting, we can adjust in the update function. We have to find a way to get the flame and rocket variables in the update. We designed a directional controller to control the rocket. When the up arrow button is pressed, the rocket fire is activated. The other way round, the flame is turned off. Last update of rocket acceleration. When turning on or off the flame, set the intensity of the flame. Now we can press the upper arrow keys to control the flame switch. This is the end of the introduction to Phaser framework. I am Flash. See you soon.